Hey everyone. Hey folks. Welcome to inside the underside of the limo. This is where I want to say this is where the magic happens, but this is where um, this is where all of the all of the components are that you don't see on the top side of the tub. And right here is the air tank and the solenoids, and they were wrapped in plastic wrap when I installed it to make sure that they stayed in nice condition. When all the wiring and everything is done, then we'll take the plastic wrap off. We won't need it. It was just a nicely powder coated tank, so I wanted to keep it in good shape. Um, and I apologize for the lateness. My phone's been going off like crazy, just literally in the last half hour. So I'm down here. I'm underneath the car, and I'll try and point some stuff out, but because of the tight quarters, it's a little bit weird because I don't really have a good way to put the computer somewhere. I can try putting it back up here. So just for reference, this is the front of the car, and that's the back of the car. So I can try putting it up by the towards the back of the car, looking forward. And I just wanted to show you guys some of the stuff on here. We do kind of pull-ups. Oh, except, okay, this is really funny. One of the belt loops on my jeans is hooked on one of the floor screws. Okay, got it. So now we're lying literally on the floorboard of the car. What did I just hit? Oh, I hit the drill. So I'll try and point out the components for you guys so you can see what's happening here. We have our air tank, and we have a solenoid for, this is the front solenoid for the two front airbags. This is the solenoid for the back for the two rear airbags. We have a compressor. Then both compressors feed one tank. So the front and rear both work off of one tank. And it's actually a pretty big tank. It is mounted solidly to the wall, which are actually the old doors for the limo. It's mounted to the wall. You can see this frame. This is the frame for the hot tub. This is why you can walk on the hot tub. This is a solid steel, not solid, but it's a box steel frame. Down here, you can see the compressors. We have a Viking compressor here, and we have a Vire compressor here. Hopefully, I'm still out of the way here. And some of the stuff that we did last night was we're cleaning up a bunch of this wiring. So we have our power wire for this solenoid, which has to get done. We have our grounds, which I kind of ran over here. Over here, you can see our bus bar for all of our grounds. So we have a main ground, which is right here. That's our main ground, and it goes to the frame down here, which is down by my elbow. And then over here, we have the positive bus bar. I'm kind of blocking it, I guess, a little bit. So there's our positive bus bar. We have our main power that comes from the battery in the back. And then all of our positives will get hooked up to these guys. So we have our relays here. Those two blue guys. We have our grounds. Now these grounds are going to be different because they're very short. We're going to use the screws that go into the body right here that hold these relays in position. That's why these relays are kind of loose right now. The other positives, like the ones for the air compressors, the ones for all the way in the back, all the way back there, you see that white wire. That is the 200 psi switch. That is the compressor cutoff switch. So when the tank gets to 200 psi, it turns off the compressors. That's what those relays are for. Now, when the tank gets under 180, that switch closes and the compressors come on. When it hits 200, it opens up and turns the compressors off. So that's how that works. We do have a spare Viking compressor, which is very nice. Um, and what else? So I have these little trays that I use, and these are great. I'm going to see if I can reach it from here and try and keep everything level so I don't dump it out. I have these cool silicone trays, and all of my small parts are in there. So all of these guys are going to get used. These are the covers for the bus bars. You can see that guy. That's for the ground, obviously. And then we have a bunch of connectors in here that we're going to use for all of the existing wires. Now, some of these guys, this of course was all temporary wiring up till now, but like this ground wire, you can see has a connector and just a tape. These just twisted together with tape. So we're going to use butt connectors on these with solder inside of them, and we'll shorten all of these ground cables because they're all like super long. Like this one is super long, and again, you can see the just temporary wiring here. What else do we have here? We have this guy, and he is our lead off of the relays. And we need to do 3 wires together, and that'll also be a butt connector with solder inside of it. So it's a lot of cleanup and a lot of shortening these. Like this is one of the grounds, and this ground is excessively long. With grounds, you want them as short as possible. You don't want a really long ground wire. You want it to ground. So this guy, we'll use this end because this end is already crimped and he's ready to go and he's fine. Might put some heat shrink on him, maybe. And then he'll get connected here, and then we'll pull him wherever he needs to go, and that'll tell us how long to do the wire up here. He comes underneath these guys. So wherever he ends up is how short we will cut that wire. And again, we'll just do a simple butt connector, and that'll clean up a bunch of the wiring underneath here. So we're just getting rid of, a temporary excess wiring. But we have a lot of wiring to do. We have positive and ground on this solenoid, positive and ground on this solenoid, positive and ground on this pump, positive and ground on this pump, positive and ground on the relays, and then switch positive on the relays, and then the switch. Now this is where it's going to get fun, and this is, I don't know if you guys can see it up here. I can't see it because the tank's in my way, but there's a hole. Let's see if I can find him. He's right there. There's a hole right there, and that is where we are going to put our switch to turn the tanks on and off. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. You can see it. So I have to figure out how to get my hand inside this panel, this body panel, and up there to push that switch through. I can drill the hole out easy, but how do I push that switch through so that I can tighten the nut on the face? That is going to be a fun one. So yeah, and I'm 6'1", and I'm cramped in this little teeny tiny area in here. I have a steering wheel that hits me in the balls every time I try and go out. So I have to be kind of careful when I do all this stuff. And I still have people blowing up messaging. Oh, so that's where we're at. Hopefully, the good part is it's warm in the shop. It's been raining for 3 days straight. So a lot of the salt is getting washed away. What is this? That looks like something. Okay. By the way, I did not build this. So if you see any of the welds that look like crap, that's not from me. Is anyone here? Oh, okay. There's a lot of old glue and epoxy that's up here. And a lot of it I've trimmed out and taken out, but you can see there's chunks of this stuff all over the place. They just slathered it on here when they built this thing. And it is very strong, and it does kind of look like hell, but it works pretty well. I mean, you can walk on the deck of the tub. I mean, it's pretty damn strong. I don't know what this cardboard was for. I think it was a protective layer up here when they laid down the black for the deck. But I'm gonna. Oh yeah, you can see. Well, maybe you can't see. You can't really see that well. That's not a very good weld. They did put this thing together very quickly. These are the airlines, and these airlines go to the gauges. These are the small airlines. The bigger airlines up here, they go to the actual bags. You guys can't really see that. Those go to the bags up front. The smaller airlines, they go to the gauges. Ugh. Okay. So I'm gonna pop out of here for a second and see if I can clear my nose. And I'm gonna get started probably with the relays because they are the smallest part of this. And I can do most of this so you guys can see sort of what I'm doing here. It's going to take a little while, just one person doing this, to get all this right and get it in there. So I'll probably only do a little bit of this. Nobody wants to watch a video of a guy, putting connectors on ground wires and shortening them up. That's not very thrilling. So I'll probably just do the relays with you guys, and then keep going throughout the night and doing the rest of these grounds. So give me a second here. Oh, wow. It is a really tight fit. Wow. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? Whew. Uh, um, all right. All right. Yeah, give me a minute here. And let's not forget that this is brought to you by Rockstar. It's just on the deck up above. All right. Give me a minute here. Apparently, there are two 935s at Daytona this weekend. Okay. All right, give me a minute on this. Make sure I get the rest of my stuff here. All right. All right. So I've got my foam pad that helps a little bit with the shoulders. Okay. Hey, there's the audio. Sorry. Let me fix this. Hang on a sec. Trying to do 5 things at once here. Yeah, sorry. I am here. I promise I'm here. I haven't failed on you guys. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's do these relays and get them cleaned up as best we can. It's so hard because it's so cramped down here. I don't need that. I don't need that. Little wire cutters and crimpers. This is what I was looking for. So, do a rock star. Crawl my ass back in here. Again, I apologize if I'm blocking the view. So we're going to make these wires nice and tight. Clean up the ends a little bit. And then I'm going to take our connectors and slide them on. Make sure they get on there. And then, oh crap. All right, I have to preload. This is where it gets weird because these connectors are so small. I have to preload them in the crimper. And also, this is going to be kind of hard to see. When you're crimping wires, if you look up on top here, you can see the split. Okay, that's the split. And then at the bottom, it's the flat. That's this piece, the lug. So if you notice on the bottom of the crimper, I have the extruding part going into the bottom. There you go. That's kind of a good view. You don't want this nib or bump or whatever to push on the split because it'll separate it as it goes down, and you don't want it to separate the wires. So you have the rounded part up here on the on where the split is. So that's how you properly crimp these. And I should probably be using I forgot what I was going to say. Heat shrink. But the other reason, oh, stay with me. We're doing it like this is Damn, this is some tough Chinese metal here. There we go. It's just really hard to get leverage when you're upside down like this. So there's one of our crimped guys. And we'll come over here and we'll do this one. And he's not going to need much cleanup. He's actually in really good shape. So you guys are still there? All right, cool. Again, I'm going to preload this guy just because it's a lot easier when you're down there to make sure you just slide the wire in from the back and you can crimp it. Also, the other thing, you'll notice that these bus bars, this one and the negative, are mounted vertically. They're mounted, well, not vertically, but they're mounted, yeah, on a vertical plane. So I did that because we are dealing with water. And if water spills out, I take that back. Let me rephrase that. When water spills out, we do not want it going. We don't want these guys underwater. So where they're at now would take hundreds of gallons of water to get to them. Oh, it's so hard to get leverage when you're laying down like this. Okay, so we have our two positives from that connected. Now for these guys, for the grounds, they are going straight up to technically to the frame. They're going right up to the door panel on the car. And we have different connectors for those because the screws are bigger. The terminals are bigger. Oh, that was the one thing I forgot to put on those lugs was the rubber. Oh, that's all right. I'll just add it. It can slide over the silicone stuff. It should technically all be one big ground, which will be very nice. So let's trim this off just a touch. Clean this one up a little. And then the good part is we can mount these right away. Yeah, there we go. All right. So now we're going to do the same thing. These are they have a larger screw hole for the mounting screw to go through. So these don't offer a very good crimp zone. These guys are heat shrink, so I might have the heat gun down here. Whoops, I'm going 180 degrees out. And that vibration you hear is the drain pipe and me balancing because it's really hard to see under here. So I'm trying to maintain light. And okay. The other thing to be kind of cognizant of is how wires twist and which way they're going to want to go. So this guy is going to want to go like that. So now, of course, we have to do this left-handed upside down. And I honestly can't see if he got in there or not. because nope, he did not. I don't even think he crimped. Oh, he tried to. Let's see if we can do that again. Nope, that one's toast. So we'll have to go get another one of those. That's all right. It's hard to see with these heat shrink ones. Can't really tell if you're all the way down or not. So which way did this guy go? He went like this, like this. And they make pneumatic crimpers, which are really nice. Hey, solid crimp. Okay. So that one is for this guy. He's going to go up and he has a minimal twist. So let me go get another one. I don't think I can reuse this guy. No, he went way too flat. That sucks. All right, let me go get a replacement for this guy. And I'll grab the heat gun too. I'm sure you guys really want to hear the heat gun. There's my portable heat gun. Yeah. Okay. Where is our other connectors? Here they are. And there's a match. Whoops. That gets discarded. This guy gets closed up. The other good part about these connectors is there's a little bit of glue in there. So you can feel a little bit better about and yes, it's kind of like an army crawl every time you go in here. But that's part of the deal, right? And the temporary wiring has worked really well this entire time. So I expect this wiring to work just as well, if not even better. So we have shorter grounds, we have better power distribution. Now again, this is a very, very, very simple setup. Those are tough. They're not your regular Chinese connectors. I mean, that guy didn't grab either. But I promise you he crimped. Oh yeah, he crimped, but he didn't go all the way down. Damn. I'm just gonna grab a couple more. If I have a couple more, I'm gonna run out of these in this size. I think that's the right size. Had a lot of blade connectors and a lot of really big guys. Yeah, I don't remember what size. That's the same size as that. That's the bigger. Whoa. These are all kind of mixed up in here. So I'm trying to find the right one. They're not stacked or sized or anything like that. So a lot of fork connectors. Oh, there's one. There's two. Okay. There's two. See if we can do this again. See, this is the fun part, right? All right. Let's come back down here. See if we can't get this thing on here this time. Oh, flip him around. All right. Now he's going to go up and go this way. So okay. All right. That, I believe, got him. Oh, yeah. Okay. Getting more messages. Okay. Let's get the heat gun on this, and I apologize, you guys. It's going to be a little bit loud with the heat gun. There's one. And there's two. That's all we need for the heat gun. So thank you for enduring that. We'll have to do another little loud part here, which I'm going to apologize for. We're going to do the ground on, I guess, on this back guy first. Everything is so tight in here. You would swear it's German. Now, this is where it gets weird because the drill has to go facing backwards. And then we're going to have the bolt come out, or the self-tapping sheet metal screw. We're going to have this guy come in here. We're going to put our sheet metal screw back in here. We're going to put him back up in his hole area. Hey, come back here. This is where it gets kind of difficult. Okay, so the drill has to go backwards. The drill has to get around these lines, get on the screw, and then where's my mounting hole? Okay. There is one. We'll have to do the same thing here. Oops, reverse. Where is my... This is so odd using this in this way. Okay. Trust me, it'll look cool when it's all done, and it'll work great when it's all done. All right, we're almost there. That's what I keep telling myself. We're almost there. Now, oh, still in reverse. Oh, come back here. Whoa, stay on there. Oh, come back. Okay, there we go. So we have our 2 grounds up here. I'll lay down so you guys can see what's happening here. So we have our 2 grounds for our relays right here. They go back to the body and the mount bar on the relay, the mounting tab on the relay. So next up, we have our 2 main powers. Whoa, hang on, let me turn this on. We have our 2 main powers right here, and they will go over here to the bus bar. And I'm just going to keep them short and sweet. They don't have to go. Actually, I don't even have to run them through that. That one I do. This one I don't. So we can put them on any of these lugs. So I'm going to keep them short, and I'll probably put them on these lower 2 just to keep them out of the way and open up the rest of the bus bar for other stuff, because these guys are very short positives. And these are going to be screw terminals, which are not loose. So I have to get a little Phillips screwdriver. I'll just use my screw gun and get those guys on. And that will be, that'll be it for the relays. Well, I have to do the switch cutoff, but that's basically it for the relays. The yellow over here is power right there, which is great. So relays are mounted. Yay, happy. And this is how we do all this stuff. Isn't this fun? It's very bright over here. Hopefully you guys can see kind of what I'm doing, part of what I'm doing. So let me grab a Phillips and see if I can get that butt connector. I have that butt connector right here. So maybe we can get that guy on too, and we'll be done with the relays. So yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll be done with the relays. All right, let me grab a Phillips and the screw gun and get those relays mounted. God, it would be really slick if they came. No, that guy's just too short. So I don't like him through there. I do like him through here. He's not going to abrade on anything if he comes through here. So that guy's going to go there, and that guy's going to go there. So they'll be about halfway down. I like them when they're not going to abrade. Oh, and I need the 13 mil because I got to put that silicone hood back on those guys. Or sorry, the 12 mil. So I need 12, an extension, and a wrench. I have the butt connector down there. I need screws and a Phillips driver, not very big. This one should work. Okay. Yep, there's a lot of in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. I'm not laughing, you're laughing. And if you're wondering what these purple braided wires are, these are the controls for the controller. This wire and this wire go to the controller for up, down, left, right. So before we start on this, we're going to put our silicone cover on this. It's just another simple, easy level of protection. One more, because I mean, dealing with water, it is, I hate to say it's fluid, but it is very fluid. So we have these nice silicone covers, which can slip on right here. Which can slip on right here. There we go. All right. So we're just going to slide him back into place. Put our lock washer and our nut back on. And I don't know why I didn't do these last night. They were in the tray here. These guys, you have to be kind of careful. You need to get that lock washer to engage, which is important. And then you don't want to go too far because you are just dealing with, kind of simple plastic. So, okay. You need to get that boot to fully boot. There he goes. Then we can come and cover our positive terminal. Yay. Yeah, that looks pretty darn good. All right. Let me get our screw gun here. So this is the fun part. All of these wires have been in the way for so long when you're doing all of this stuff. So it'll be nice to have everything basically out of the way. So that's where I want that guy to go. Okie doke. And then this guy can go in the next one. Do I want him in the next one or do I want him one lower? Nah, just get in the next one. Okay. Yeah, and see these guys, they just fall in your way. So, these cables will eventually not be in your way and they will all be up. Same kind of thing. You want everything kind of off the floor because you know it's going to get wet. So there we go. And then last thing we'll do on the video tonight, well, let's do our negative silicone cover since we're here doing those. And you have to be kind of careful with loose nuts and bolts because they will absolutely disappear. Inside of a door panel somewhere, they have an incredible magic ability to do that. Right. This one's a little tougher because we have an airline in the way. This is good neck workout. Okay, so put him on there. And we need to get the boot to grab. There we go. Now we can guide him back to his spot. Get the washer on. And again, this is the amount of power and the size of cables we're using. This is very tight quarters. I mean, it's not the space shuttle or anything, but damn it. It's not easy. Okay. Lock washer is engaged. And slide our boot up and over. There he goes. That looks pretty darn good. I think it looks good. We're done with that wrench. Get him out of the way. Let's do this butt connector. And we'll put him on this side. Whew, that's going to be tight. God, what is... That's the other thing. You have all these random stray wires poking you. So, let's see. How much of this we can get into our solder joint here. And yeah, we'll have to use the heat gun again, so I apologize for that, folks. But that's where we're going right there. Some nice tight crimp on there. Oh, is he going to slide over? Oh, he's close. Oh, come on. Give me the solder. Oh, come on. The electrical tape is bunching up on the other side. It's hard to hold tape down and push at the same time. But yeah, I think we're there. Okay. All right, so we'll do one more shot with the heat gun. Sorry about this. This is so hard to do. And it's only difficult because it's only difficult because none of this you can really do outside. You can't install this somewhere else, and then bring it into the car and install it, just bolt it up. It has to be done kind of on site, if you will, on location. You know what I need to do is I need to get some zip ties up here to hold these guys up and out of the water, the controller wires. I really need that. They need to come like up here and up out of the way. So we'll do that. I need to empty. Well, yeah. Suppose I can do that before. I can do that now. This. I don't know what that sound was. All right. So this connector is now undone. These guys can come to the outside of that. They can come up here. He can get plugged back in. He goes. Wait. Nope, he goes this way. There we go. I don't know if I'm hot with them up here. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that up there. Yeah, because we'll bring them over the top here. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay. So that guy comes down. He's going to come to the bus bar. Get him untangled. Behind us again. He's going to come straight down there. And then this guy right behind here. Just like that. Actually, I don't think I have room to run him behind. So he's just going to go like that for now. Cool. Okay. So we have our relay all done. He's happy and nicely connected. Out of the way. This power wire is, oh yeah, he's already connected. He's done. So he gets stashed back here with everything else. This guy gets stashed back here too. Let's stash him in there. There we go. I like that. Nice, clean-ish wiring. So our two relays are done. And next up, we have to do the controllers and the rest of the grounds. So I'll do all that stuff. I'll do all that stuff without you guys. Hopefully you got some fun, whatever, out of this. You can at least see how this is kind of wired up and what I'm working with underneath the car in this little tiny space. I mean, you can see how cramped it is in here. So we're gonna get this finished up, and then also I got to drill that hole for that switch, and I have no idea how I'm gonna get that switch up there. I'm gonna have to use like, I don't know, some kind of long, weird pliers or something to hold it up there. But that's the project for tonight. We're gonna finish up these grounds, get everything cleared up, and we'll do a test fire and we'll see how they work. So thanks everyone for hanging out and watching tonight. If you have any questions or comments, please put them right down there. And don't forget to show someone that you love them today, okay? Give them a kiss on the cheek, give them a kiss on the tip of their nose, hold their hand, give it a squeeze, okay? It's really, really important. Really important. I promise. All right. Thanks, everyone. I'll catch you on the next Facebook Live or YouTube Live. Thanks.